Now we're going to explore something called the vision quest. And I'm sure you may have heard of vision quests. These are processes where people go into nature alone without many resources. In some instances, no resources at all, and some with, the modicum of water or shelter. But in traditional societies, vision quests were often part of the process of becoming an adult. Young people would be given, parameters. Okay, this is the area where you're going to be. You're not going to have any food. You're not going to have any drink. You're going to be here without any shelter. You're going to have to figure out how to be here in nature on your own until you have a quest, that will be your quest until you have a vision. And the vision, again, was something that people sought in order to receive guidance, in order to know how to lead their lives. And in the last program where we were talking about visionary experience coming spontaneously, often that the information in the vision was something that became the guiding principle of that person's life. And that is often the case, that people who are seeking a vision quest or seeking a vision in their quest are looking for that guiding principle. They are looking for a way to understand how to orient their lives as they move into adulthood. Vision quests are processes, as I say, where the initiate seeks to establish a connection with guidance through a vision. And they spend time alone in nature for a prescribed period of time. Most typically, a vision quest can last anywhere from 2 to 5 days. And beforehand, the initiate engages in a series of ceremonies and rituals to prepare them to receive that vision, often under the supervision of someone who's experienced in these practices. So this is something that people today can do, although this is a traditional process and a traditional activity in many different cultures around the globe. It's something that modern people can certainly engage in with the proper kind of guidance. And the preparation for the vision quest can be as important as the vision quest itself. Often the initiate will pray, will fast, and prepare ritual objects that become anchors for the vision. And in some shamanic cultures, vision quests are taken only by shamanic initiates, and in others, ordinary people may also take these vision quests. And today, as I mentioned, anyone can decide with the proper guidance to seek a vision in this way. Different aspects are often emphasized depending on the cultural context that the vision quest takes place in and the needs of the initiate. During the vision quest, as I mentioned, the initiate generally does not eat, and as I mentioned, in some cases, does not even drink water. But in general, the initiate is allowed very little in terms of comfort, and the person supervising the quest helps them prepare what they might need for the quest on both a material and spiritual level. And then they guide the initiate to a place in nature where they will hold their quest. And this is important when in most vision quests, once you have decided on the place, you don't move from that place while you're asking for the vision. It's not like you walk around. You stay within a prescribed area. The vision may come in a variety of ways, and it may come through any of the inner senses. So it may not be an actual vision where you actually see an image, but it can also be something that is experienced auditorily, such as a person might hear a narrative, receive instructions, or where they may feel a certain experience in their body and just know that they need to do something as a result of that experience kinesthetically, or they may indeed have a vision. And if the quester does connect with a vision or with an experience of guidance, they can settle into a deep process of learning and transformation. Often, the vision is just the first step in that process of self-transformation. And often, previously poorly understood or painful experience can emerge as a person is settling into a relationship with the guidance that emerges in the vision. And often they will have the experience of having new insights about that experience or receive guidance about how to work with that experience going forward. And so they do find guidance, often not exactly what they were looking for, but guidance about things that will help them develop so they can step into the larger place that they are seeking to step into in terms of following guidance in an organized and cogent way. And so the pursuit of inspiration or guidance in the wilds of nature, of course, has been part of many different traditions. In the Druidic tradition, which is the shamanic tradition of Europe, that was almost completely wiped out by the advent of Christians in Britain, there is a form of vision quest that has been practiced for many hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And this is the cultivation of the vision of Awen. Awen, A-W-E-N, is, according to a 19th century Welsh dictionary, a word born from the combination of the two words awe, meaning fluid or flowing, and en, meaning a living principle, a being, a spirit. And so in the Druidic tradition, the vision quest was often held in order to contact Awen, this guidance, this flowing guidance. And it's understood to be the source of much of bardic poetry, which was recited in formal ceremonies and in informal gatherings. And there's a beautiful story about Henry Vaughan, a beautiful story from Henry Vaughan's writing in the mid-1600s, where he was writing down a long story that had been passed down over a long period of years through an oral tradition. And in this story, there's a young man who is penniless and who had taken to the hills looking for a vision quest because he didn't know what to do with his life, and he was hoping to find fortune in the hills. And there he had a vision where he saw a beautiful young man with a garland of green leaves on his head and a hawk on his fist, with a quiver of full arrows at his back coming toward him. The young man of the vision was whistling and singing, and as he approached the quester, he let the hawk fly right at him, and the hawk flew into the quester's mouth. At first he was concerned, but then he realized that he had been given the gift of poetry, and he spent the rest of his life traveling the countryside, giving poems and offering songs to those that he came into contact with. And so he had received Awen, and this is the way that he carried it forward in his life. So today, all kinds of people go on vision quests for inspiration, as I mentioned, and the connection with guidance is this nourishing in this same kind of way. And it can help us all reestablish a relationship with the sacred, with the earth, with the sky, in the same way that many people across many traditions have always done. So if you think about doing a vision quest, think about getting the right kind of guidance in terms of preparation, and you can allow yourself to consider that you could live your life with this guidance of a vision. And I hope that if you decide to do this, that it serves you well.